Hello. So as Malcolm and Karen mentioned, we got the feedback last year that we always talk about our successes and not so much about when things don't go as planned. So this has been my task for today. So I'm going to talk about our investment in Big Data Partnership, or BDP. We first invested in BDP in 2014. BDP helps corporations analyze the data, derive insights from them, and then help make better decisions or improve operations. When we first invested in BDP, they had a few clients and were growing very rapidly. The premise of the investment was around the big data being a hot new space. With the advent of new digital technologies, corporations have a lot more data at their disposal, which, if mined and analyzed correctly, can help make better, faster, and more cost-efficient decisions. However, corporations do not necessarily have the tools yet to analyze such breadth and depth of data, and that's where BDP came in to help them do that. So what went wrong? What we underestimated was how new the market was and how different each client's needs are. As a result, BDP had to customize each solution for each client and couldn't offer a one-stop solution for every client. So it became more of a consultancy rather than a tech company. Now, there's nothing wrong with a consultancy, but it is tougher to scale because it's a people business, and therefore it is tougher for VCs to make attractive returns within the 3 to 5 year horizon, and hence it's tougher to continue fundraising for it because VCs don't tend to back consultancies. So what did we do? We put together a plan B and a plan C. Plan B was to look for an exit. Although it was a tough business to fundraise, there was actually quite a lot of interest in acquiring this business because they had this core asset, which was people. And they had attracted over a number of years a pool of specialized data scientists that had a lot of experience about how to analyze data, about which tools to use to analyze data, and the company itself had a lot of expertise that big strategics hadn't developed yet. Plan C was for us to provide the funds and get the company to profitability within 12 months. Together with the company, we worked on a revised business plan, which involved improving operational efficiencies, productizing some solutions, and improving profitability by project. It also involved some tougher decisions, such as hiring a new CEO and FD, as well as making some cultural changes, improving communications, and better KPI tracking across the company. So what happened in the end? So we ended up selling to Teradata, which is a big US enterprise software company with a 2 billion revenues every year. And this happened last summer 2016. The valuation we achieved was actually at the top end of the comparables. And we made a good return of 1.5 times our money. More importantly, though, was that the IRR was at 34%. And that was because we and the management team acted quickly to look for a buyer and ended up selling the company just 2 years after our initial investment. Lessons learned from this. First of all, founders that are flexible and willing to pivot are key for any investment. Often, founders are assessed based on their ability to deliver plan A. But actually, it's equally important to assess founders on their ability to put together and execute a plan B. In this case, we wouldn't be able to sell the company or develop a backup plan or hire a new CEO if the founders weren't willing and able to be flexible and pivot. Second lesson is that a company that's attractive for fundraising may not be attractive for exit and vice versa. So in this case, the company was attractive as an exit, but it was tough to fundraise for because VCs don't tend to back people-based businesses. We see the opposite effect with some of the unicorns in the market right now, companies that have been able to fundraise millions of dollars and have billion-dollar valuations on paper, but are unable to exit. And such unicorns tend to be called unicorpses. And the third lesson is to face the music early. If things are not going as planned, it's time to take a breather, get together with management and develop plan B. And in this case, this was what we did and how we were able to achieve the 34% IRR. I hope this gives you a good example of what we do when things don't go as planned. Thank you very much.